Hello, I'm here with my dear friend,
Adele Steinberg.
Yeah. Adele is my very first subject for a new series I'm starting on women of a certain age who have adopted a sustainable lifestyle for their fashion and just about everything else for you. And I am in her fabulous apartment in Windsor, Ontario, in Walkerville, to be exact, which is a heritage town, built by Hiram Walker, a Canadian Club whiskey fame.
Having one right now.
Oh my goodness!
To you, Hiram.
Yeah, what a coincidence indeed. I'm just having wine. They do make wine in this area too, so cheers.
Cheers, me dear.
Now, why did you start getting so enamored with thrifting?
It started a long time ago when I lived in Toronto in my other life.
Okay.
My first job in Toronto was for Bruce of Crescendo. It was a very cool salon. It was one of the biggest in Toronto, and everybody seemed to go thrifting.
Really? That worked there, or it came there for as clients?
The work there.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so we used to make it, a fun thing. I met another Brit, and she was wearing vintage.
Yes.
She used to make her own clothes as well, so my parents were tailors, so I knew how to sew.
Yes.
So we would go and get funky fabrics and make stuff almost identical but in different patterns.
Oh, nice. That sounds like a lot of fun. Take us back to where you came from originally.
Came from London, England. My late husband and I came in 1967. Actually, we were only coming for a year's working holiday, and 54 years later I'm still here, and he has unfortunately passed away. But
yes,
what happened in between was an amazing life. We opened our own salon called the Rainbow Room, which was in Rosedale, and that was really avant-garde. A lot of singers and performers and actors and actresses, they all came, because we used to do crazy color, because coming from England we went to hair shows every year in London, and came back with all these new products that nobody even heard of, and were able to be ahead of the game like every year. I became the wardrobe lady for these shows. We used to do little vignettes, and that was really cool.
So that really accelerated your style sensibility, I think.
Yeah.
Doing all that and being in the fashion, it was kind of like a fashion industry, even though it was meant for hair.
Yeah.
It involved clothing too.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes.
I used to sit there stitching for hours for these shows and putting stuff together, dyeing stuff, to match the colors up and all that. Did a lot of work.
Can I ask you when you were born?
I was born just before the end of the Second World War.
Wow.
1945.
Okay.
Which makes me 78. Okay.
No one would ever guess in a million years.
Okay.
So, sure. Would anyone out there guess?
My parents were bombed out of their house, so we had to move into council housing. It wasn't much fun. We were very poor, and I started going to work in the markets when I was 10, because on the weekends so that I could get some money, a little bit of something to offer the household. Yeah. And working on a stall with women's underwear.
Okay. And selling it or modeling it?
Selling it. Oh, not modeling it. Ooh, no. Bras and slips and all that stuff. And actually I used to look forward to going to, that's why I love working the markets even to this day, because I love being outside and talking to people.
Do you think that since you came from that type of family situation where literally everything was gone. Your parents had to start over, and they may have had a kind of a working lifestyle before anyway.
Mhm.
So they were used to having to kind of scrimp and save, and
Yeah.
I'm sure that was impacted you quite a bit.
Family of 5.
Yes.
3 kids, mother and father. My father was sick, so my mother was the breadwinner. Because my brother and I left school early. He left at 14 to go and work at the fish market.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And that
kind of stinks.
Yeah.
I can't help it, sorry.
That's okay. And I loved art. Then I was really good at it. I could have won a scholarship to St. Martin's School of Art. I chose to leave and take up a job hairdressing because my sister, who was 2 years older, was already a hairdresser, and she was earning okay money. And I thought, well, I've got to earn money. I can't be sitting there painting.
Life's all about choices and forks in the road.
That's right.
Before you came over, you were part of kind of the mod scene in London. You were there for when Carnaby Street was really happening, and Twiggy and so forth.
Yeah, I was 17.
Okay.
And I just met my husband, didn't want to work with him, so I got a job in a barber shop on Great Marlborough Street, which is just around the corner to the London Palladium. So we used to get in a lot of the performers from the London Palladium.
Oh my goodness, right.
Yeah, and that was really cool.
Yeah.
And my favorite experience was with Peter Sellers. He was so funny. And
what happened?
He'd made an appointment and we decided nobody else should be there but him to make him feel more comfortable.
Yes.
And we're waiting and waiting. This guy comes down the stairs and he's got this old raincoat on and a bag full of newspapers and a hat down over his head. And Peter, the guy that was going to cut his hair, said, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir, we're closed for lunch." So he said, "It's me!" And
oh my God, that's cute.
Yeah, so then he wanted a manicure. And I was so nervous. I can't begin to tell you how nervous I was.
How nervous were you?
More nervous than doing this.
Okay. Are you nervous right now? You don't seem nervous at all.
No, I'm not.
Okay, great.
So my hands were shaking and I'm trying to give him a manicure, right? I'm trying to cut his cuticles and so he takes my hand and he said, "Wait a minute, darling, hold on a sec." He takes a £5 out of his wallet, puts it in my hand. There's a pub next door. He said, "Go and get yourself a gin and tonic and come back and finish it." I said, "Okay." Oh my God, I felt so embarrassed, but
Did you go get a gin and tonic and actually drink it?
Oh yeah.
And then come back?
Yeah.
And then did you feel better?
Oh yeah.
Okay, great. See?
Well, I was only 17. I wasn't supposed to be in the pub in the first place. But I kind of explained to the bartender.
Oh, it's a cat. Okay.
The bartender.
Oh, it's a cat. Okay. Hello.
Hey,
You're
dig
adorable.
it up, Frank.
He's sweet.
Yeah.
When he's not scaring me. Did you ever meet Twiggy or know about that group at all? Did you?
No. And Shirley Bassey's husband, who was her manager, came in to get his hair cut, and she came in to wait for him, and it was wonderful because I loved her. Great voice.
Jazz? Well,
Or but she was famous for gold fingers.
Oh, yes.
She was very animated.
Yes.
Kind of like Eartha Kitt. She was like the British Eartha Kitt.
Oh.
All kinds of people came in that you wouldn't even know because they were British. But
is that what happens when British people come in? I won't know who they are because they're British.
well, would you know anybody from the 60s in Britain?
Maybe.
Almost.
Like the Beatles.
Yeah.
The Rolling Stones.
Yeah, but they didn't actually perform much in London. They were in Germany and all over Europe.
Well, we didn't know that. We just knew they were from
States.
England.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the 60s to me represents all about England.
Yeah.
Because of all the musicians especially. But then you had, isn't Mary McFadden with the mini skirt, wasn't she?
Mary Quant.
Mary Quant. She was from England, London. Yes.
Well, in my lunch hour, of course, I
Yes.
used to shoot around the corner to Carnaby Street. It was just around the corner.
Ah, see?
And you know, it was amazing. I mean, all the clubs were there and everything. My sister was a dancer and professional dancer. She danced in a show with Tom Jones.
Ooh.
When he first started, called Now.
Fancy or catches attention or anything? Do you know? Or did she tell you?
I'd rather not say.
Oh, the plot thickens.
No.
Okay.
No. Won't go down that road.
Okay.
When she was finished the show, she got a job dancing in a cage in one of these nightclubs.
Yes.
Right.
Go dancer.
Right up. Yeah.
Yes.
Go dancer with the white boots and
Oh
the
my
shorts
goodness.
and the whole.
Oh, so these you look like you could still be dancing in London in a cage right now.
It's almost,
A very nice cage, though.
yeah, I'd have to have something on my legs. 78-year-old legs aren't the same as 20-year-olds.
Oh, speaking of which, and we're talking about sustainable fashion. Sustainable fashion being fashion that has been pre-loved, it's secondhand, it's still in wonderful shape, and it's being resold in order to keep it out of the landfill. A lot of times, people just throw away clothing, which is terrible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or they keep it in their closet, never to be worn.
Yeah.
And just collects dust, etc. So tell me about this outfit that you're wearing today.
This one I got a few weeks ago, and I actually wore it last night for the first time, and I just love the way it feels. You know,
Yeah, let me see.
It's very
It's sort of that slinky.
silky.
Yes.
It's a bit heavier than silk, but it just like
Flows.
when you're dancing and you twirl around, it's like, oh, you let it hit your legs, you stand still, and it comes.
To really enjoy that feeling.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to go salsa dancing in it.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Adele is an incredible salsa dancer and can do all the swirling, twirling, dipping and doing and all that.
It's fun, keeps you in shape.
Yes. Juices flowing.
Yeah.
Sort of.
All
Yes. And then your shoes are also thrifted, your sandals, should I
Yes.
say?
Yes, they are.
Yes.
They're almost brand new.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And so how much was your dress?
$10.
Really? Oh my God. Is that a certain brand that we might recognize at all?
I don't think there's.
A tag?
I took it out because it was scratching me. But the little jacket that I wear on top of it is a Karl Lagerfeld.
Oh wow.
And I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw Karl Lagerfeld label at the thrift store
Yes.
for $8.
Wow. Really? You had to get it, and it fit.
Oh,
And you wear it a lot, I think.
I do, yeah.
Yes.
It's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
So and your sandals were what, about $6 or $7? Basically $16, and you got some jewelry on.
Yes, this was probably all at $2.
Yes.
My girlfriend Gloria gave me this. If you see Gloria, I'm wearing it.
You love to make jewelry as well.
I do,
Yeah.
but I'm
Not so much anymore.
I'm not wearing any of the things I've made.
Okay.
I bought a suit once for when we opened a second salon, and I spent at that time $250 on this two-piece silver grey suit, and I only wore it that once. I can't remember what I did with it.
You know what is weird though? Is I had a silver gray suit as well. I think it was a silk that I got at a little funky boutique downtown here in Windsor long time ago. It had kind of like that Nehru design collar,
Oh yeah.
and it was sort of padded and pre-80s, so it wasn't as padded as it would have been in the 80s.
Yeah.
Pencil skirt, really sharp. I think I gave it away
Yeah.
because I thought, oh, I'm never going to wear this old thing again. And meanwhile, I'd wear it now.
Yeah.
The other thing that people can do with secondhand items that they may get at thrift store or garage sales, etc., is decorate their homes, apartments with them. You say most of the things in here.
Quite a few
Maybe
things
3/4?
are either garage sale or thrift shop.
Yes.
There's a few things that I have bought.
Yeah, that you ordered online
Yeah.
so they could be shipped. A lot easier than going to get them because you don't have a car. So, just remind me, the name of of John STEINBERG's salon after the Rainbow Room became
John STEINBERG and Associates.
Okay.
And it's still there on
Yes.
King Street because the manager wanted to keep the name going after he passed away, which was really nice.
Yeah, and John used to appear on breakfast television.
Oh yeah, he was on breakfast television when Marilyn Dennis was doing breakfast.
Okay. Yeah. And you're talking about hair and
Yeah.
style and things like that. Very cool. Because it's so funny because after I met Adele and I introduced her to some of our friends here in Windsor, one of my friends is an avid breakfast television show watcher and watches that show, I'm sure still, every morning. And as soon as she heard Adele's last name, Steinberg, and knew she came from Toronto and knew, I think, that you were married to John STEINBERG, she said, "Is that John STEINBERG?" Because she remembered watching him on that show and loved it. Such a small world.
Yeah.
We're going to do a little tour of Adele's place right now. You can tell me a little bit about it, and then you can also show me some of your art. Adele can talk a little bit about her inspiration for the pieces. Yes. Okay. So here's a lovely piece that Adele did. It's one of my favorites, in fact.
Thank you. It got lots of colour.
Very
I
much.
take a lot of classes online, and this one was just like a freehand. You start with a colour. So I started with the black.
Lo and behold,
See
look
happens.
what you ended up with. And you don't do too many abstracts, so this was one of your first. Looks like a vintage lamp here.
Okay, well that was one of John's.
Oh, okay.
Which was my daughter passed on to me,
Nice.
and I painted it red because it was.
Who's this?
Oh, this this was a body that was left in the garbage, more or less.
Yes.
So I took that home with me and dressed it up as
For-
a Hawaiian dancer.
Oh,
to go
lovely.
with my
Your tiki bar over here. Who has a tiki bar in their living room?
well, it was supposed to go outside
Oh,
on the
right.
balcony, but it was too big.
Yeah.
So
It's a very long but narrow balcony, so yeah, not gonna fit out there. But it looks good in here.
yeah,
And
the
lamp is very
came
cool.
for a friend of mine in Miami. Did a trade show. The guy on the next table was selling all these exotic pieces from different countries, and I just loved that. I just like the
Looks like a witch's hat.
curlicue.
Yeah.
Actually supposed to hang up the other way.
Oh,
But
I didn't know that. It's fine. Oh, and look over here. What's this?
Okay, well, that top piece is a very old vintage lamp, which I think we bought that at Courage, my love, in
Oh,
Kensington.
yes, I know that place. Yeah,
When they were only doing vintage,
yeah.
and it was expensive in those days. It was $35.
Oh, whoa.
It's got to be.
Hold me. I'm gonna faint here.
It's got to be 45.
Yeah. And there's one of your sunsets
Oh, yes, the
and some
Couple
dancers
dancing,
and your
mosaic.
mosaic. I can see myself. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then some dancing figures, silhouettes.
That's,
Beautiful.
3 different paintings put together.
Yeah,
Um,
works like a charm. Not a triptych. I can't think of the word. Lovely Marilyn
oh,
images here.
it's amazing how the first one will look like her, and then they start getting drunk.
This is a found object too, isn't it?
Yeah, that was found in your brother's laneway,
Okay.
and it was all wood. So I just painted the top. I put
Yes.
these decals
Oh.
from the 50s on it.
Great.
Kind of cool.
Yeah. Did you paint that?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's got 4 different.
Oh, for the time
Outfits on it.
seasons.
Yes.
Yes.
Summer now, so it's got.
Ah, the
she's
bikini.
got the bikini on.
Okay. So we can keep track. If we
Yeah.
lose track, if we end up, going into a coma or something, we wake up and we can just look at that, know what season it is.
Yeah.
Lovely.
And a nice abstract nude.
Yeah. Your montages.
Yes.
60s look.
Yeah, 2 for the road. Yeah, I found these fabulous pictures in one of the magazines. It was all Louis Vuitton ad, you know, what they used to use for ads.
Yeah.
And I painted the hair a bit. But
Okay.
I just loved that scenario there, and I thought, okay, 2 for the road.
Yeah, lovely. And here's another one of your ceramic
Oh,
pieces,
yes.
using ceramic pieces.
Mosaic class. Teach that class.
Yeah.
At the gallery.
Yeah. So if you call it have a smashing good time or something, don't you? Yeah.
We smash up all the stuff.
Yes.
Haven't got that. That was a Cuban artist. When I went to Cuba.
okay.
I had to buy that. I
Yeah.
don't often buy paintings because I don't have the room.
Yeah, but that one spoke to you.
Yeah,
Right. And you just painted your cupboards, didn't you?
I did.
Are we supposed to share that information?
Oh,
Will you get in trouble if you
no. That's
Okay, good.
fine. They were all nasty brown wood.
Oh, they look so much better.
Yeah.
Wow. Even down here are all these cupboards. What a lot of work. Because yeah, this is where Adele and I met,
Oh,
in
yes.
fact. Tell the story about this place
Oh, yeah.
that you painted.
This was the Gourmet Emporium
Yeah.
on the corner of Chilver and Wyandotte. And when I first came to Windsor, I didn't know anybody, but I walked around and I saw this sign outside saying Latin dancing Friday night. So I said, well, that's where I'm going. I do not like going out by myself, especially to bars.
Yes.
But I thought, can't be that bad if the music's good. You know,
At least you'll enjoy that and
Yeah.
you won't feel too awkward.
No.
And then lo and behold,
Lo and behold, and then I was sitting right at the bar, and you came in with your hubby and
Yes.
some friends, and you started the conversation. You know, and 11 years later,
I think
we're
it's
having
12.
12.
Yes.
Really? That's
Yes.
what you looked like at the time.
Yes. Shorter hair.
Yes.
I didn't have quite that figure, but you know,
Art is exaggerated, right?
Yeah.
I mean, really.
yeah. And then
And that's me, right?
yeah, there's Adele. Adele used to have an asymmetric hairdo. Yeah, DJ.
Chino.
Yes.
He's still around and still spinning
Yes,
Latin night.
coming up.
Yeah.
Right. So this is another friend, Patricia. This is Michelle, another friend.
Miss Howard.
Oh yeah, my brother is over here. And some random people, maybe people that you know, but that I
Yeah.
don't know. But
Oh yeah.
and all you need is love. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's go see your art studio,
Oh.
your indoor studio. Oh, this is some of your family stuff.
Oh, this is the boat that I arrived
Oh
on.
my God,
in
yeah.
1967. It was a battleship.
That's very fitting.
Yeah.
And there you are on board with your hubby, your wedding.
That was our first wedding anniversary.
Oh, well.
On the ship.
How
coming
convenient.
over. My family in Windsor, my daughter, my grandchildren, my son-in-law.
Aw, friends in Windsor.
Yes, I love that picture.
Oh yeah, there we are. The Charlie's Angels. It's a bit of a mess. Well, you're an artist. You can have messes, creative chaos, but it doesn't look that messy.
No. Well, this wall is dedicated to my kids, my grandkids.
Your
They used
grandkids.
to come over and I used to teach them art.
Yeah.
crafts,
Oh, lots of jewelry, more paintings. You did that for your anniversary of coming to Canada.
Oh,
In
yeah,
50
that was the
years.
50th.
We had a show together.
That's right.
Photos. I did my photography. I had a
That's
photo
right.
show at the same time.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
There was a poster up. Duo, art and photos. Show and sale. Oh my goodness. So that was 2017 already. Wow.
It's a
vision board rather?
Yes.
Yeah. How can I buy vision board? What the? Whoa.
Don't
Whoa.
look.
Okay, I'm not going to dwell. Yeah, so lots of paints and everything. And some paintings in progress or finished?
These are all finished.
Ah, wow, lots.
Yeah.
That one's really cool.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's David
David Bowie.
Bowie up there. Yeah.
Yeah, that was inspired by my trip to Toronto.
I went with you.
But as you walked in the foyer,
There he
it
was.
like lifelike.
There he was.
life
Yeah,
size, right?
I knew you were going to do something with
Yeah.
that image. Oh my God, so
That
cute.
was the Rainbow Room. That was our first first salon. Young kids there.
Yeah, and there's your hubby.
Yeah. This guy now is a multi-millionaire. He's got his own brand,
Wow.
Ray Chevelle.
And this is you and your daughter from
Oh, that
in an
was
ad or
in
something.
a magazine.
In a rock and roll mamas. Look
Yeah.
at you. Oh.
Because we did a lot of rock and roll women.
Yes.
And we said, yeah, we could probably find somebody for you. And they said, well, on the other hand, why don't you do it? I said, me? Okay.
Oh, time goes by so fast.
You sit down.
Well, speaking of which, I think I'm going to end this with maybe a few words, if you can think of something to just perhaps provide some inspiration for women or anyone that's trying to or hoping to live a more sustainable lifestyle because of our planet's in a mess. And this is something that anyone can do.
Go out there and find so much great stuff. Like, you don't have to spend a fortune. And you don't have to throw away what you've got. You can always refurbish what you've got. I mean, I changed the seating on these chairs. They were my favorite color, beige. A yard of fabric and covered it.
Lovely.
There you
Looks
go.
great.
And
Yeah, so, I mean, why not just keep using it? Vintage never goes out of style. And sometimes new things become vintage. So hang on to stuff because you never know.
the lamp. That
Yes.
lamp, I saw it on Marketplace, and I think I paid $25 for it. And I put some more
Dangly things.
crystals.
Crystals, black ones
And
even.
the one in the hallway.
Yeah.
The one in the hallway I found in the garbage.
Repurposing something that other people might throw away, think it's trash, and then you turn it into treasures.
This table was in the garbage.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Always keep your eyes open.
Yes.
You never know what you're going to find that people are casting off on those sidewalks, streets, alleys,
Yeah.
especially on moving weekends. I found
Yeah.
lots of things too.
Yeah, this piece of furniture came from when my daughter bought a new house
Mm-hmm.
in the basement. The woman that passed away, she had furnished it in the 70s.
Oh.
And that was in the basement.
Okay, that is definitely an old piece.
And that one I love. I love the shape
Oh,
of that.
yeah.
It's a Henry Miller.
Mm-hmm.
And I got that in the garage sale for
Oh.
$7.
$7. No way. Incredible. Well, thank you so much, Adele, for talking to us today
You're
and
welcome.
sharing
It's my
your...
pleasure. I could go on.
Yes. We have to go out and have some fun next. So,
Yes, we do.
in our thrifted garb,
My pleasure.
until next time. And can I ask you when you were born?
No.
What? Well, I know when you were born, so if you don't tell me, I'm going to tell everyone. So, oh, it's a cat. Okay.